today yet, but I got started really early and I was just not an alive person, so we did not. It is 8:34 a.m. The roads are very icy today and I have to drive 13 hours on them, which is not ideal. I'm literally sliding as we speak. But I literally, okay, so I have seen more variety of wildlife on this trip than I have ever on any trip in my entire life. And I think that says a lot because I go on a lot of trips. Like on the train, I feel like you can see quite a bit of variety. I've been on wildlife cruises where I see a bunch of different wildlife in the water. But no, I feel like this one I've seen the most. I am literally driving down this highway. It is snowing currently now. So I'm driving down and I see this thing on the side of the road and I'm like, I wonder if that's an animal. But it literally it was just like a lump. And I thought it was like maybe, you know how people's tires blow or whatever, and then they just like leave the tire on the side of the highway. Don't do that, by the way. Just pick up your tire and throw it away. Anyway, so I was like, I thought it was just like a tire that had blown and it was just like on the side because that's kind of the shape that it had. No, I literally pass it and I'm going fairly fast. I think I was going like about 60 and I'm passing it. I'm like, is that an animal? It's a porcupine. A porcupine. Just like chilling on the side of the road. And it is snowy, so it was literally just like a strip of snow, and in the snow was the porcupine. And I'm like, all right. I've seen one porcupine in the wild before, in Anchorage, one. And so like I know that they live up here and they whatever, but they're usually at the top of trees, so you never see them. Like, they are literally always in the trees. So I was just so surprised. I'm wondering if the porcupine was dead. I really don't know. It didn't move at all, like when I passed it. Kind of crazy, but yeah. Sorry I didn't get it on film. I literally thought it was a blown tire, but it was a porcupine. Now it's not snowing anymore, and now the roads are clear. Yay! We can go faster. And like, when I am picking up the speed, I am extra super aware of my surroundings because there are a lot of wild animals. I keep seeing signs about caribou and elk. I've never seen caribou and elk on this stretch of road. I think I saw a moose on this stretch, like between Whitehorse and the border, and that's it. But I have seen caribou on the Alaska side of the border, like just after the border, so I do know that they are present in this area and I keep seeing signs for them, so like obviously they're here. So I do just like keep a watchful eye. It's so much easier to do that in the winter time. The issue is if you run into those wildlife in the winter time, it's so much harder to stop. So you kind of have to pick your poison. You can see them really well in the winter because they don't blend in with their surroundings, because the surroundings are white and wildlife are typically brown. So you can see, like, the surroundings is snow, so you can see bears, moose, caribou, elk. Wolves are harder to see in the winter. Fox, easy to see. Porcupine, obviously, but you just don't know it's a porcupine. But like, they're so easy to see. But if it's icy and they like run out in front of you, who even knows? Who even knows? And you could possibly not even run into them, but you trying to stop from running into them could cause you to go off the road. So it's really scary. But in the summertime, or like the warmer months, when I came down the Alcan in August, I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to see the wildlife as easily. And I didn't have as much wildlife on that trip though, so I I think they're less out and about in the summertime, probably because it's warmer, so they like to stay in the trees, in the shade, whereas like in the wintertime, they probably want to get out in the sun and whatnot. Although further north, fun fact, not sure if anyone knows this, but at least in Alaska, in Anchorage, in the winter, the sun is colder than the clouds. So let me explain a little bit. So when the sun is up, which is not very long, typically I think the shortest day is like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So you don't see the sun very long. But if it is a clear day, if it's clear, if the sun, you can see the sun, it is colder. Because the sun is so far away from that side of the earth, like the sun is obviously closer to the southern hemisphere at that time. Woo! That was really bumpy. Okay. Since the sun is closer to the southern hemisphere, it doesn't provide enough heat for it to actually warm anything up in the winter. So because of that, we prefer cloudy days because the clouds create a form of insulation so that the day is warmer. Plus the sun's not up very long anyway, so like what does it matter? Because like you literally go to school or you go to work and the sun is down, and you're in school or you're in work and the sun is up, but then you come home from school or work and the sun is down again. So it's kind of a nice vicious cycle. But the summers are worth it. 24-hour daylight. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So excited. It's not like 24 hours like the sun is in the sky, but it's like it doesn't get dark for a good chunk of the summer where like the sun just kind of stays in the horizon. It gets like dark-ish between like 2 and 4, but other than that, nothing too crazy. It is now snowing again. We are back in the ice, so I'm back going a little bit slower, but if I see any more wildlife, I will sure let you know. So I wanted to show you the roads that we're looking at right now. They're for the most part bare. However, I don't know if you can tell on camera, there is some like borderline black ice. Like it's probably almost to the point where it could just be ice, but if you're not looking carefully enough, it would just look like the wear on the road. So there is some ice on it, but it's fairly bare, and like the black ice is really only in the area that most people's tires go. So if I were to just, and I do this fairly often honestly, I will just drive closer to the middle of the road, because as you can hear, rocks are kicking up behind me. At least I hope you can hear that. So like you are getting all of the traction from the rocks there, because in the ruts of where people normally drive, all the rocks have been kicked up already and removed from that area, and that's why there's ice just right there, because the ice can form more easily. But obviously if people are coming, I won't be in the other lane. But like here, there's not even any ice, so it's kind of a crazy time. The most funny part is that the roads are the least icy when I'm in areas that it's snowing. It's currently snowing right now, barely. It's like the teeniest, tiniest little flurries, but still snow nonetheless. And then when I'm in places that it's not snowing, the road is icy and snowy. I think it's funny. So yeah, I still haven't lost service yet, and I've been driving. I left at like 8:15 again, so I've been driving for about an hour and a half. I mean, an hour 45 minutes, and I still have service, so that's pretty good. It does like in and out sometimes, but part of the drive so far. As you can see, it's actually on the ground and it is snowing right now. I'm literally driving in the middle of the road at the moment. But it seems to happen where I get into these snowy bits and then like just like that, it goes away and then I'm out in the clear again. So I'm not really sure how long this is gonna last. We will see. It is 9:24, so I will update you when I'm out of the snow. But it is definitely pretty slick. As you can see, there are patches of snow on the ground, which make it even harder because it's not a continual covering of the surface. So it's like kind of catching my tire, kind of like hydroplaning in a way, but a little bit less like hydroplaning, I would say. But it does kind of have that same sort of like jolt effect to your car, just less jolty than hydroplaning. That's how I would describe it. I've never driven through something like this. I've never driven through this type of condition where it is like hydroplaning. So, and I am going up a mountain, so it's a really fun time. It looks like somebody was here just before me. Oh, here's a RV. Ooh, I did not enjoy that. Yeah, it looks like somebody was here right before me. Hopefully, maybe I can try to catch up with that person and then we can kind of just like be road buddies. That's my thoughts for getting through weather like this. It's pretty risky out here. So hopefully I can get to whoever's, oh, I think, can I see them? No, I lied. I'm hoping that I can get to this person because I think it would be really good for me. And it looks like it is a car. It's probably either a sedan or SUV or CUV by the width of the tire tracks. That's what it looks like to me. So I'll update you when I'm out of the snow, if I ever get out of the snow. But yeah, we are taking it a little bit slower. I really can't see much either, which I hate because I have no idea like where the road ends, if there's a drop off, like what. But yeah, we're gonna keep on keeping on and I'll update you later. Alright, so I actually caught up with that car. And I was just keeping my distance actually, but I think because I caught up with them, they thought I would want to pass them, so they got over, so then I just passed them. But they're just right behind me, so I've got kind of a buddy. It's still pretty snowy, like I'm trying to focus on the outside, but like obviously it's snowy outside. I'm going down the mountain right now, and then I'm gonna go back up a different mountain, so it's a great time. I just lost service. It's 9:44 and we just lost service, so there's that. I am getting really tired today. Like my eyes are just heavy and I just like really want to take a nap. So I think the next rest area that I see, I'm going to go ahead and pull off and take just a quick 26-minute nap, because apparently that's the perfect amount of time for a nap to like make you feel awake, I guess. I don't know. My dad always says 26 minutes. 26 minutes is the perfect amount of time. Anytime I take a 26-minute nap, I like wake up from the 26 minutes and I'm like, that wasn't long enough, and then I just go back to sleep. But yeah, I guess we'll give it a shot, see if it wakes me up a little bit. Like, it is literally so bright out here because it's just illuminated snow, so it's just like white basically, and there's a rest area in 2 kilometers. So let me just crank up my heat real quick because I'm gonna turn my car off while I take the nap. But I do have a blanket and I have a little, it was Was that? Please don't be the rest area right there. Because if it was, that will be sad because I just passed it. I'm not really sure. Usually it says rest area and then there's an arrow, but I didn't see that, so I don't really know. I'm gonna kind of slow it down a little bit. Maybe we see what these signs say. Oh, it looks like rest area right here. Here we go. Oh, it's a photo spot too. Photo of what? There's nothing out here, bro. Huh? I'm confused. Okay, I actually didn't slide. So that was kind of interesting. But I'm just literally going to park right here and take a nap for 26 minutes and I'll get back to you. Alright, I really just wanted to show you my sleeping situation. Here's my little teeny tiny pillow pet. I won this years ago in one of those claw machines. I had never won anything in a claw machine before. And I think I was like a freshman or a sophomore in high school, and my grandma took us to the movies and I wanted to do the claw machine, and so then I did, and I won this pillow pet. And it's really honestly the greatest travel pillow because it's so tiny, but it's really plush. And the reality of things is I am wearing high-waisted skinny jeans, so those have to be unzipped in order to take a comfortable nap. But yeah, basically I'm like putting my feet like up against the door and I just have my legs scrunched, and this is as far as my chair will lean back, and I'm just gonna nap like this. I am literally in a ball right now. So that's how you gotta do it. Actually, I think I'm gonna transition. I'm gonna see how we can do this maybe a little bit more comfy. We're gonna, and then just, yeah, that's nice. And it is quite bright outside, so I'm just gonna use my little thingamajig here and just kind of pin it up. Take a nice little power nap. All right, see you in 26 minutes. All right, it's 26 minutes later. As soon as I laid down, I did not feel tired anymore. Let me just button up my pants again. What a fun time. Also, forgot to give you an outfit of the day this morning because I was so dead. We are wearing the Alaska Railroad quarter zip. Let me tell you, I have two of these. I have a full zip, it's the women's one, and it's bright highlighter pink. And then I got this one because it's the gray quarter zip. I used to have a blue one and I gave it to somebody that doesn't deserve it, but whoop. And then I also gave that somebody a gray one as well. Anyway, I have a canker sore on the inside of my cheek right here, and it's right where my teeth are, and it really hurts. But it is so soft on the inside. I don't know if you can see, but it's so fuzzy and soft. It's super warm, super cozy, love it. I never ever zip it up, so I don't know why I just did that. Has this little fun little pocket that I never use. This is in an extra small with the men's. It fits me pretty well in an extra small. I had a small of the blue one, and that's why I got rid of that one because the blue one just did not really fit me. And yeah, so because I didn't think it came in an extra small, but it comes in an extra small. It just was sold out of the extra small when I got mine. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just straight up white outside. My cheek hurts really bad. I'm a little bit more rested. I as soon as I laid down, I was like, well, now I don't even feel that tired, so great. I'm just gonna put this back up. All right. As soon as I laid down, I was like, well, I don't even really feel that tired anymore. Awesome. And then, so it took me a couple minutes to fall asleep. Usually I fall asleep pretty quick whenever I try. So that's like not a thing for me. And then I woke up a few minutes before my alarm had gone off, and
for 148 miles, continue straight.
I wonder if you could hear that. So I think it's only 148 miles to the border, which is cool. So anyway, then I woke up before my alarm went off, and I was like, well, my alarm hasn't gone off yet, so And like I always wake up before my alarm goes off, and I'm like in a panic. Oh shit, like, oh, did my alarm go off? And I just like didn't hear it, whatever, you know, because that has happened to me before. But I just kind of like stayed laying down for a while and basically just tried to go back to sleep, but it didn't work, and then my alarm went off, so then I got up. But I do feel pretty rested, not gonna lie. Oh, no. I've got like ice on the windshield. Okay, wait, I didn't do that. Let me just use my defrost real quick. My defrost is honestly phenomenal. Like, it makes stuff disappear so quick. Alright, anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully it is only 148 miles to the border. That would be nice. Just to be back in Alaska. Crossing the border, like I said yesterday, just gives you some sort of like new sense of energy, which is really nice. So yeah, and it's really icy out here. I think I'm about to come up on the lake. I don't know what the lake is called, but I'll look it up. It's usually really pretty, but I really can't see very far because of the snow, so probably not going to be very pretty this time. Yeah, I think I am coming up on the lake. And the thing about the lake is you have to go like around the outside of it and then around, rather than like on this side of it. So, cool. Here we are at the lake. I think it's called like Lake Cluane, something like that. It is just really hard to see. You can't really see much, but you gotta go up against those mountains over there on the west side of the lake. So we're just gonna do that. I'm gonna take a time lapse, but I'm not sure that it'll pan out, so we'll see. Right. So I just crossed the Canadian border. The fun thing about the Canadian border is that you're still in Canada for like 30 more minutes before you even reach the actual border. It's kind of interesting. So I'm technically still in Canada, and I'm just in between the Canada and Alaska border services, but I'm like still in Canada. Anyway, so basically I went in there and I turned in my I had to have bitten my cheek at some point, but it hurts so bad. Okay, so I went into the offices and there was somebody being helped by the one person at the counter. There was another person like on the actual border checking side, and so I just like waited, and then she was like, "Are you just turning in the paper?" And I was like, "Yes." So I gave it to her, and I forgot to grab my key tag, or my, not key tag, I forgot to grab my hanger tag. She confirmed what my date of birth was with me, and then she asked if I had the hang tag, and I said, "Oh yeah, sorry, it's in my car." So then I just like went back outside, got the hang tag, went back inside, and then gave it back to her. Then I came back out, and that was pretty much it. It was fairly simple. Oh, I asked her, I was like, they told me to ask you guys what I should do with the second COVID test, the 10-day one, or the day 10 one. And she said, "Do you still have it?" I said, "Yes, right here." She said, "Is it sealed?" I said, "Yes." And then she said, "Okay, perfect, just leave it here." And then I said, "Okay." She said, "Have a great day." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So now I'm just driving, and soon I will be at the Alaskan border, which will be very, very nice. I hope soon, at least. Oh my gosh. I swear it takes forever to get just between the two. And yes, I will be stopping at the sign. So there's at least, like, I'll probably take a couple minutes there. Oh, cool. Ah, we're at the Alaska sign. I'm home. Okay. I wanted to keep full transparency on this vlog. So far it's been pretty good. I just went through an emotional roller coaster. Just because I'm dumb. Sorry. Okay, let me try to like calm myself down, because I'm okay now, but it just was like, there was like an hour where I thought I wasn't gonna be okay, so that was really hard. Okay, so first I was really emotional because I crossed the border into Alaska, and so that was an emotional time for me because I'm really happy to be home. Okay, but like I didn't fill up in Beaver Creek, which is the border town in Canada, because I'm not allowed to go inside anywhere, and the only gas station that was open was one where you like fill up beforehand and then you go inside to pay. And so I was like, well, I can't go inside. I signed a paper in the Yukon saying that I wouldn't go inside anywhere. I wouldn't break any of their rules, and that was one of the rules. So I had like 80 miles left on my tank is what it told me on my thing. Like, it gives me how many miles I have till empty. And then I meant to ask the border officer, but I forgot. So I just like went through, and the then like the first sign that I passed said that there was like a junction in like 80 miles, and then Toke was like in, I don't know, it was like 100 miles or something, 20 miles, I can't remember. No, it was like 70 miles and 100 something miles, I think. And so I'm going, and then it says that there's a gas station on the left, like, or it says that there was going to be a gas station in a half a mile, and I was like, wow, perfect, amazing. These crows are eating something, so I wonder what it is. What are you? Oh, it was a baby caribou. Okay, that was really sad. Okay. Anyway, so it says there's a gas station in half a mile. So I'm like, perfect, amazing, I need gas. So then I get there and there's like so much snow. So I was like, I don't know if this is open, but then, and I see some of the stations are backed up, but some of them aren't. So I was like, I don't really know. But then I like passed it a little bit and it looked like there were tire tracks that went through it. So I was like, maybe it's open. So then I go to drive in, and I'm literally like struggling because the snow is so deep, and I thought I was gonna get stuck, but I didn't. But the gas station wasn't open. Bro, why is this so hard? Okay. I'm literally fine now, so I don't know why I'm still really upset about it, but I'm gonna film this, and then if I decide it's like too insane, then I'm just gonna refilm it later when I'm a little bit more calm. So then I keep going, and there's like no signs, doesn't tell me when anything is, nothing. So then I finally, like, my gas light is on at that point. It says I have like 20 miles till empty, and then I see a sign that says 10 miles, there's a junction, and I'm like, oh great, hallelujah, like, because usually at junctions there are gas stations. So I'm going, and then I see the first gas station. It, like, there's a blue sign that says like all the things like dining, lodging, gas, next 2 miles, right? However, there was a blue sign before to that closed gas station, and usually there's a thing across it that says closed if it's closed, but it didn't that time. So I see the first gas station, and like I don't see anything else in sight at that point. So I like notice that there's wind blown snow on the exit of it, and so I'm like, I don't think it's open. Like, I'm just like freaking out at this point. And then I like keep going, and I see that the driveway, like behind, like the way to get up to it on the other side is like packed down. So I was like, oh, maybe it's open, maybe I can get gas. Okay, so I literally pull back in, and no, that it didn't have gas. And now I'm like freaking out even more because I don't have any gas, and I'm like literally about to run out of gas, and I didn't see anything else in sight. And then I go down the road like maybe 2 more miles. It may have even been less than that. Like, I literally go down the road just a little bit, and I see a sign that says post office and an arrow, and I was like, oh, thank goodness. Like, if anything, I was really worried that I was gonna like run out of gas and have to be on the side of the road and like walk to someone's house and be like, hey, can you help me? But I saw the sign that said post office, and I was like, great. If I don't see any gas stations before this post office turn, then I will just drive to the post office and see if they can help me, like they can direct me to the closest one, since I literally had like 12 miles until I was gonna be empty at that point. Or if like they can help me, like someone can drive to a gas station and get a gallon and bring it back or something, you know? And then I turn the corner and I see this sign, this huge sign that says like groceries and stuff, and I was like, I really hope there's a gas station there. And there was, and I saw that the tubes, so like at the gas station before this one, there were no tubes connected to the pump and the nozzle. And so then I saw the tubes and I was like freaking out, and then I pull up, I see there's a paper taped onto it, and I was like, please don't say out of order, please don't say closed. And it didn't, and I could get gas. I only got like 5 gallons because I'm close to Toke, which has a lot more gas options, so like it'll probably be cheaper. But now I have 127 miles, but I'm like 40 miles away from Toke, so it's really not that big of a deal. But that really just, whew, it hit me hard, honestly. Like, just don't, I don't know, like I should have just gone inside. It was basically an emergency because I needed gas that bad. But like I didn't want them to like come after me, because you can get fined or you can even go to jail, but most people don't go to jail, they just get fined. But that was a really scary part of my trip today, and luckily it's my last day and I'll be home soon. But wow, that's all I have to say is wow, because that was a hard one for me for sure. And I literally just was freaking out. I couldn't breathe. And now I have to go get COVID tested once I get to Toke, so yay. I should be there pretty soon though. I'm just so grateful. Oh my gosh. I was so scared. And there are no gas stations since that one. I would have run out of gas if that one was not there. 100%. Without a doubt. So scary. Okay. I'm gonna calm down and I'll catch you in a few minutes, hopefully when I get to Toke. Quite a bit down. Let me try to show you something here. Right there in that valley is a glacier. You can't really see it because things keep blocking it, but it is a glacier, and also it's covered by snow. But I am much more calm now, and I'm just little less than 2 hours outside of Palmer, which is now the place I'm going to get tested, because I told them, I called the Toke place and was like, hey, do you need an appointment to get a COVID test? And then the lady asked if it was to go across the border, and I said, well, I just came across the border, and I won't have enough time to get to Anchorage by the time any of the places close, so I wanted to get tested here. And she was like, oh, they want you to get tested in Anchorage. And I was like, okay, which doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. So now I'm gonna get tested in Palmer, which is just an hour outside of Anchorage, and I've been cruising, so I should get there. So when I first mapped it out, it told me that I was gonna get there at 7:42, which worried me slightly because they close at 8, that testing site does, but I've made up so much time that now it's saying I'm gonna get there around 7, and I'll probably honestly get there even before that, as long as the weather stays okay and these roads stay in the condition they're at. The roads are pretty dry here. Keeps kind of alternating between completely dry, icy, patchy with slush, so it all just depends really. But it's really pretty today. It's a really pretty day, and it is 23 degrees. I'm just getting to Palmer hopefully soon. I think we're coming up on Knik Glacier soon, and then at least once I'm in Palmer, and then from Palmer to Anchorage, I will have service the whole way, so that will be nice. But yeah, it looks like I'm just about to enter the valley that will take me straight into Palmer, so not too crazy, but it's really pretty, so I'm just gonna take a time lapse for you. Here's another glacier for you. You can't really see the glacier blueness of it at all because it's covered in snow. So, but yeah. So I tried to go get tested and they were closed. So I'm not really sure. But I'm just gonna go get tested tomorrow morning. I'm so hungry. I literally almost just stopped for McDonald's in Palmer, but I didn't because my car started making this noise and I couldn't figure out like why it was making a noise. And as I was sitting trying to fill out the thing for the app to get tested, even though they were closed and I didn't even know, I heard like this giant chunk and realized that there was just a crap ton of ice under my car. So there's just like ice sheets frozen from going over like water and then just driving in it, freezing, whatever, you know. So then like after that I tried to go get McDonald's, but then my car started making the noise again and I was like, that's a little scary, so I don't want to do that. And then I was like, well, let's try to get a car wash. So the first car wash I see, I'll go get a car wash. And I saw one like almost immediately, so I went and got a car wash, and I called my dad and he didn't answer, and I called my mom and she didn't answer, so I was like, rude. And then my mom called me back as I was exiting the car wash, and I was like, I think my car is making a noise, but I hope that it's not anymore. I don't know why it's making a noise. Like, I'm hoping it's just ice under the car, like in the wheel well or something, and then like it's just making that noise because something is hitting it as it's moving, whatever, you know. So it isn't making the noise now. Sorry, pardon me for a moment. Bro, what the heck? Where did my pencil go? Okay, hold on. Where is it? Where are you at? starving because I literally haven't eaten anything all day, like any actual food. I had 2 cans of Red Bull and mostly Cheez-Its. But I didn't even eat that much. It's just like anytime I started to get a little bit hungry, I'd eat a few Cheez-Its and then call it a day. So, but then my mom called me back as I was getting out of the car wash and whatnot. And as I was like just driving and she was on the phone with me, I saw 3 moose in a field, which would have been so easy to get on camera. But I was on the phone, so couldn't do that, obviously. So sorry you missed that. But those were the first moose of the Alcan trip, which I think is funny because I saw them like in town rather than out in the middle of nowhere. I'm just passing through the Chugiak area now, which is about 45 minutes from Anchorage. I'm so hungry, but I am also very close and I'm so excited to be home. It is 7:32, still very light as you can see. The sun is like starting its descent, but it's a really nice day. Oh, I missed Alaska, I missed Anchorage, I missed it all. I missed it all. Oh my gosh, it's just so cute. I really don't need to be talking anymore, but I'm so excited to be home. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's a beautiful day. There's like literally nobody going this direction also. So I think that's kind of funny. But like it makes sense because people usually will live out here and work in Anchorage. And so anybody on this highway right now is going north and not south. I am literally the only person going south right now. I don't see anybody behind me. Oh, there's one car behind